I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle by way of sound strategy and defensive tactics. Twill be an honor to serve by your side.
Restoration and reinforcement are the purview of a mage. You'll be safe in my care. Are you fit to travel? Then let's not do... I shall inform you if I learn aught of worth. My curative magics are at your disposal. Wait right there.
I've got wares of every ilk. Pleasure doing business with you.
Well, it takes two to make a sale. And this seller had nothing to...
Hoy there. My pa always used to say, aye, being armed is better. You should stop by the inn in Melve if you can. At the chance. No hard feeling.
We must rest, though the sun is still up. There's a ladder here.
After you...
I've beds to spare if you're looking for lodgings. And if you'd like to change your vocation, come see me anytime. always a pleasure.
My talents lie in combining materials, and I'll use those in my possession to craft things for you in my spare time.
Look! Master, a treasure chest! We shall have to find a way to reach it.
We have found a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
Well met. Well met. Always a pleasure.
This looks as good a place.
We're not allowed to talk during...
We're running low on everything, from provisions to crafting materials for weapons and armor. We've had a hard time procuring goods, what with all the monsters lurking on the roads of late. I sent Marcus to gather what we need, but I've just taken stock, and I fear the list I gave him was incomplete. What say you? Could I trouble you to run an errand for me? You'll be paid, of course. Glad to hear it. Here, take this list of additional supplies to Marcus. He ought to be somewhere north of here. Hand him the note, and he'll take care of the rest.
Time to be heading. It's not enough for a moment.
I'm nodding off where I stand. If your plane had arisen,
First, assess the feet. Hail! You a soldier? 'Twould be a surprise to see you arrive in one piece if not. Hordes of monsters have been plaguing this area of late. We've had to start sending out new recruits to cull them.
Is that so?
Lachlan. But I dare...
Aye, I expect he will.
Ocado.
What? Weren't harpies reported in that area?
This is the first I'm hearing of it. Fie! Say, you seem stout of heart. Would you be willing to... You've my thanks. And Ocado's as well.
Let us do everything in our power to render aid to those in need. freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
Try not to get hit, lest all that wind go to waste. There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
No harm in picking a few. I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Forgive me, but there's another matter I've been bursting to speak of. Ah! Pray, save your strength for our enemies arisen. Pray, slow your feet. You run too fast for the likes of me.
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
How am I meant to slay the beasts if I cannot strike them? Get down here, you feathered beasts! Who are you? Come to me.
Too fast for you?
You're offering the right.
Well done.
Is that all of them? You have my thanks. I do not believe for a moment I could have slain those creatures without your help. I've only just enlisted, and when I thought this could be the end of me, You saved me this time, but I won't always be so fortunate. I'll have to train harder, till I have the confidence to face such beasts on my own. Well, I'd best be heading back, but I'll be sure to let my superiors know of your good deed. I hope we meet again someday.
Shall we report our results?
Tis no more or less than what one might have expected.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner. So this is Melv. The scars left by the dragon's assault are plain to see. Mayhap a walk through the streets would help jog your memory.
Pitiable arisen.
I've a selection of wares that's sure to play. Ease. Hope to see you again.
Looking for work? We've got plenty going here.
Hast thou forgotten thy destiny, thy charge? That is most unfortunate. But it doth not release thee from thy fate.
Should have known that.
I must summon reinforcements.
This moment forth, thou art arisen, charge and all.
Can you hear me, sir? Sir! Stay with me. Thank goodness. How are you feeling? This is the second time I've watched over you like this, isn't it? Pray, save your thanks. 'Tis only just that I should aid you in turn. After all, 'tis only by your courage that I live today. Had you not leapt between me and that dragon, I know you suffered for it. Such ghastly wounds. And I could not hear your heart beating. It was a miracle that you survived. Arisen? I'm afraid I don't understand your meaning. Does it have aught to do with why you were taken to the castle? They said 'twas so that your wounds could be treated, though I fear you have no memory of this either.
I am of the Border Watch. Someone with Arisen-like abilities came to this village, horn in tow. Know you aught of this?
Has he come for you? We are to part so soon, then. Mayhap you will visit me again someday. Till then, take care. Arisen.
Ah, excellent. You must be the one. You match my soldier's description. I'm glad I found you. The ruler of Vermont, currently convalescing in the capital, became arisen here in this very village. If you claim the same, then word must be borne to the capital. I dispatched a missive before coming here, though I doubt the matter can be settled without your presence. Would you be willing to accompany me to the capital? If you truly are arisen, you will be received with open arms. Oh, but forgive me. I scattered my soldiers in a bid to find you. I would not depart without them. We shall have to wait till they are reassembled. Come to think of it, Sir Leonard was asking after you as well. Mayhap now would be a good time to speak with him. Last I saw, he was having a drink at the inn.
Shall we seek some answers?
Well met. You're the one who saved Ulrika's life, aren't you? She told me all about it. It was a very brave thing you did. I'm in your debt. Ulrika's as good as my daughter. Here, consider this a small token of my gratitude. Now, tell me, are you registered with a guild? Perhaps you already know this, but registering with a guild will grant you access to specialized training, which comes in very useful when pursuing a vocation. Well now, that won't do. You need only speak with the innkeeper to register. Go on, 'twill only take a moment. If there is aught you wish to know of vocations, mayhap I can advise you. Very well. There is no wrong choice, but I shan't take up any more of your time.
Moment long awaited. I knew 'twas only a
Here at the inn, we also often get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
Always a pleasure.
Here's a ladder. Shall we see where it leads?
Ah, excellent find.
So this is where you've been. Come with me to the village entrance. The Watchhead's waiting for you.
Who might have the answers we need? Shall we ask around?
You really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him. That place puts my head. Yet it ought to be falling.
Well met. Looking to... Make a purchase? Much obliged, sir.
What should I do?
You really ought to have returned by now.
I don't know what to do.
If 'tis discipline your company lacks, I can provide. Oh, what does this say?
A thorough perusal might reveal aught of interest.
Oh, have you some business with the apothecary, sir? Dreadful sorry if I was in your way. Oh, no, I'm not lost or no. I'm an apothecary in training, you see. My family... So when I heard tell of a medicine only to be... But, well, as luck would have it, 'twill be a shame to return empty-handed after coming all this way. But what more can I do? Suppose there's naught else to be done, but...
You really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him. That place puts my hairs on. Yet it ought to be falling. I couldn't live with myself.
Having more of these to hand ought serve us well in battle.
What say we pelt one at the next foe we encounter?
What am I to do? You really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him.
Hale, if you've a moment to spare, I'd like a word. As you can see, we're rebuilding, a task that can always benefit from another pair of hands. What say you? Would you be willing to help? Excellent. You're a good sort. I'll not soon forget this. Here's what I need from you. A bask of saurians has made their nest outside the village. Though they're yet to cause any harm, their proximity makes the villagers uneasy. I'd like to enlist your aid in driving them away. I've prepared some explosive casks and left them by the village entrance. Use them to send the saurians scattering.
A saurian nest so near the village is worrying indeed. Let us see the explosive casks there as quickly as we may.
That's just what I was thinking.
Ah, you've returned. Good timing, too. I have questions. First and foremost, will you accompany my thanks? Are you ready to depart, or do you need some time to... Very well. Speak with me one...
Am I today? He really ought to have returned by now.
This ladder can take us to new heights.
We ought to put it to good use.
Ah, well met. Here for some fruit, Roberant, are we?
Always a pleasure.
Shopping is such fun.
We ought to have enough supplies to last us a while.
That's just what I was thinking.
Ah, well met. Here for some... Fruit Roberant, are we?
Always a pleasure.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
Ah, well met. Here... For some fruit Roberant, are we?
Always a pleasure.
I don't know what to do.
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhaps it's time I went looking for him. Yet if aught were to befall him, I couldn't live with it. Let's take it easy today. My knees are acting up.
You'll find the explosive casks by the village entrance. Use them to send those saurians scattering.
have honed your talents to new heights.
I endeavor to make the fullest use of my experience.
Well, that appears to have sent some of the beasts reeling, at least. To finish the job, I'd have you drop a jar of poison into their nest. With any luck, the Saurians will realize that they chose a perilous spot and steer clear of the village boundary in future. But pray, take care not to drop it in the river. The villagers use that water on a daily basis. You must make sure your aim is true. Are we clear? Good. You'll find the jars of poison just outside the village. Toss one into the Saurian's nest, and your task is done.
A single jar of poison ought to send those Saurians packing. Only, do be mindful not to spill any on yourself, Master.
'Tis rather peaceful here, isn't it?
I cannot help but ache for a scrap. Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Very well. Speak with me once...
We've got goblins! Shame I've no advantage against this foe. Are we all in the same boat?
You have my protection.
I'll hold the enemy in place. I like that.
As a matter of fact, curious thing, one of my former masters chose to hire only women. I wonder why.
You've given me much to think about.
This is generally used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
At last! The moment I've been waiting for. Allow me to gather these up.
Do watch where you're going. You'll hurt yourself one of these days.
Oh, don't mind me. These things happen.
If there is aught you wish to know of vacations, mayhap I can advise you. Very well. There is no wrong choice in any, but I shan't take up any more of your time.
At once, Master.
One of us has been drenched.
Over so soon? Why, we seem to have come through unscathed.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side. In battle, I shall follow.
You're staring, Arisen. Has aught yonder caught your eye?
Your aim could have been more precise, but I expect the Saurians will be discouraged nonetheless.
Every quest is its own reward, I say. I always learn something new.
Make haste, then. We must leave it good. Then let us be...
You've done as I asked, I see. Many thanks for your efforts. Though I must say, your aim could use some work. All the same, that poison should keep the beasts at bay for the time being. Watching you got me... or perhaps, in any event, thanks to...
Your diligence hath borne fruit at last.
A resounding success.
An achievement to be proud of.
That was over in a trice. Where to next?